have always heard people say, spread your sourdough discard super thin to get the crispiest and best crackers. So here I wanted to do a little experiment. I usually make my crackers a little bit on the thicker side, not too thick, but just thick enough. So here I am spreading sourdough discard with some seasoning and some toppings on it to make some crackers. The top one I am making super thin, as I always hear everyone say, make it thin. Bottom one I am leaving, as I always do, a little bit on the thicker side. Once I have it to my liking, I go ahead and bake it for 10 minutes before I start scoring these crackers. This is where I noticed the first problem. Once I took it out to score it, the one on the bottom was easier to score. It was thick enough to score, so I was able to score it easily. But the one on the top, it was almost baked. I think since it was so thin, my bench scraper couldn't even get through. So I had to use a knife just to see if that worked better, but it actually didn't. And at this point, I was basically just cutting and slicing the crackers just to see if I can get them to score a little bit. And then I put them back into the oven to finish baking. And the bottom crackers looked like crackers. They were a little bit thick, they were still crunchy, but the top ones looked so dark, so thin, they were basically breaking apart. They were becoming crumbs, but they didn't taste burnt because they weren't burnt. They just browned too fast, too easily, and there wasn't enough cracker for it to just bake evenly. After they were done baking, the top ones just looked so dark and super thin, but they did taste great, so we did eat them. Here's what they look like. And here are the ones that were on the thicker side. They look more like crackers, they still had a crunch to them, and they baked better. So keep that in mind when making crackers. If you like them super thin, then go for it. They still tasted delicious.